and welcome to Geekatplay Studio Tutorials. In this tutorial we're creating this scenery with some winter kind of white trees magic. With also we work on a post-production inside of Photoshop. We'll see how we can enhance, but overall if you actually look right here, this is not that much modification we done. This is original image inside the view. We'll go create this, and after we look how we can create this special effect inside the Photoshop to kind of leave it enhanced, to bring some more details and pop up slightly of the colors. Okay, so let's begin work on this project. We'll begin by creating standard terrain. Okay, let's decrease in size, and I'm going to shrink this down. Okay, what I want to do is maybe have it even smaller, probably around 30 meters. I think this is about right size, so we don't want very big, small ones. We'll go to edit object, reset it. Okay, right here is let's see our camera from this angle. And next I'm going to actually use inflate, and we'll set about 3 meters, so very soft. Okay, next what we're going to do, you can see I start creating inflate and kind of creating almost, go over. Okay, let's add a few more things maybe around here. Kind of like almost here, and you can see how it's easy and nice creating with inflate tools. And we're done. Let's click OK. Okay, and you know what? Maybe I need to actually rotate this right here, maybe around this angle. There you go. We'll take our main camera and just slightly reposition. We'll probably reposition a little bit more. So right here, this is our blob. What I'm going to do is now work on materials. Okay, we'll go set just rock and plants for this. Okay, and let's take a ground, and actually we'll switch ground to snow. Next, what I want to do, it is let's modify a little bit more on terrain when we work. Go ahead, open this one. We'll add ecosystem. Okay, and as our ecosystem, we'll just go into grass and just add long grass. Okay, a couple interesting things I want to do. I want to actually enable 360-degree population. If you don't have it, view 11, you can just align without this, but 360 will give it kind of interesting look, I think, in this case. And also we'll go inside the presence and just slightly cut down so the grass won't populate on a very low, just on the bumps. We can click populate, and let's see where it's going. About right, you know what, maybe just a little bit down and pop up slightly density. Okay, let me click again, populate. So we can preview. Nice things about view 11, you can also utilize by using fast population mode, but for this one that will look, I think, kind of nice. Okay, let's go next, add our tree, and for this one actually you can use any tree you wanted. I'm going to just use large European ash, so we'll do this one. Okay, second till it's loading, and we'll just go and place this tree on top somewhere around here. Okay, let's go to edit our tree, and I want a little bit twisted on this tree, so I want kind of effect. We'll go take diameter down. Okay, and we'll pop up growl. The one thing when we start working with a growl problem is some roots you'll see kind of start looking funny. Okay, maybe a little bit less. There you go. So I want to go actually in a root and reduce growl on them, so they will go a little bit lower. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, maybe increase this subset. So I'm just looking right here when they and drop a little bit more lower. Okay, let's look on an angle as well. Yeah, I'll go this way angle. Okay, there you go. So when we're done, we'll click OK. It's take a second. And I also want this tree kind of actually going this direction. Okay, we'll take our main camera and move a little bit more out. Probably around this area like this. So right here we have kind of interesting tree going, and you can see how we're bending the lines going this way. Okay, next let's add, I want to turn tree and grass more in a snow white effect. So what I'm going to do, it's going inside the material tab, and right here you have a blend material, so we'll double time click, go in color and EL5, enable blend, move this all the way to the white, color mask, let's go to 100%, click OK. We'll do one more time for the tree, same thing. Okay, oops, jumping out, color mask, blend all the way, and also for the ecosystem for our grass. So I'll do right here, enable color mask. So now our grass it's also all white. Let's go add some ice to this, and doing this we'll just go add sea level. Okay, and just maybe slightly drop down. Okay, we'll go open materials, we'll go default water. Let's take bumps and take to 0, so I want very flat. And inside the transparency we'll probably just, let's see if we can kind of manipulating a little bit better with colors right here. Just looking. Okay, that is look kind of nice effect on this. Okay, well, highlights, make it more shiny, bright. It's more like icy effect. Okay, let's take our camera. So you can see we have a very nice kind of ice. The next we need to add atmosphere to this to make it a little bit more magical. We'll take a light and slightly readjusting. So we have a nicer depth right here going. Okay, maybe a little bit too much. Let's move this way. Okay, we'll go to atmosphere editor and let's work this way. We'll go set a global radius for this. Ambient light, let's say all the way darker blue, so we'll have a nice kind of effect for this. Clouds, let's add darker colors. And on this one actually I want to reduce a little bit cover, pop up opacity, drop density, so they will be kind of lighter, and pop up details in altitude. So let's see, maybe increase cover, kind of play around, see how we have. Okay, there you go, that is look kind of nicer. Okay, we'll go in a sky fog. We'll take also our light, make it darker bluer sky. I'll say maybe we'll readjust slightly sun position, but I don't like that much yellow. I want actually take this down. Okay, we want pop up haze. Let's pop up ground fog and set our ground fog to white color. So you can see it's kind of will give us nice this wintry type effect. Okay, we'll pop up real perspective. Okay, maybe we'll see a glowing as well, so maybe a little bit too much of this. Okay, let's take our sun and move slightly. I'm looking also for shadows. The one other things we can increase glowing around, it's actually creating spotlight. Take place behind right here. Okay. So we'll rotate and we'll just increase quite a bit. So you can see we have some lighting, give it on a side a little bit more, so it's look a little bit more glowing tree. Okay, let's go preview this, and I'm going to render to screen just on preview mode so we can see it. Okay, you can see we have a nice light effect with this some snowy. Maybe bring camera a little bit closer to this area and decrease a little bit of the fog, but it is kind of very interesting effect already provide us. So let's take our camera, we'll bring just slightly closer right here. Okay, let's go to atmosphere editor. We'll go to our fog, maybe take this a little bit down. Let's see, so we have it clearly a little bit more clear around right there. Okay, I think this actually look very nice. Let's add a little bit more to yellow, so we have it kind of distinguish a little bit line right there on a horizon. It's what I'm going after. Okay, we pop up haze. It should affect, give this dirty look, so we don't want that. Okay, and let's decrease on a glowing, will give it us deeper tone. Okay, this light is nice, but it's maybe too powerful. Take a little bit down. Okay, and one more thing, I think this tree maybe just a bit too big. So just nice curve balance kind of. Okay, we'll take a sun and let's bring the sun a little bit even more down. So I'm looking for the atmosphere, how it will affect this case. And I like how it's given us nice effect. Maybe we want to add a little bit more frosty look or softness. So for this we have a couple things for sunlight, and you want comparators. Maybe you want to increase softness from here, or actually maybe you want to go inside the shadows and use a shadow map. Well, shadow map will create actually quite a bit nice and soft on those effects. So let's actually preview this. I'm going to set on the final, we'll go render. I'll pause tutorial, we'll come back in a second when it's finished rendering. Okay, so you can see it's going to render, and it's got a couple interesting effects. Let's give it this nice kind of fluffy effect, and maybe you're going after this, but it's losing some depth, you know, this with the shadows when using shadow map. So it is what it depends what you're going after. For example, right here, grasses look very interesting, almost like a frost going over. So it's nice effect. Let's try one more time. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll modify a couple things, and lighting wheels can come back. So on the sun, what I'm going to do it is disable that, but I'm going to actually increase softness. Okay, pop up quite a bit on the softness. And other things what I want to do, I want to actually change perspective. It doesn't look very balanced to me. For this I'm going to switch to free user define, and I'm going to increase wideness, so you can see it's kind of wide. Except our camera closer, so we'll move our camera away a little bit more and reposition right here. So we have it a little bit more open, kind of like in long, concentrated here and going. This is nice panoramic, and you can create it if you want it for, if you have like front page for your Facebook or other place, or maybe postcard, you can do this kind of nice. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to render again one more time, because change some lighting on sunlight. We disable soft shadows and re-enable, just add another softness. So I'm going to render this and see if it will work for us. If it will, I'm going to render high resolution. Okay, so right here we finished render. It took about 3 minutes, and you can see we have it actually a little bit better depth, I think, with this shadowing. But nice effect. So I like how it's come up. Maybe a little bit change on the fog, so it won't be so blow away white colors, and we'll add more in post production. So let's do this way. We'll go to atmosphere editor. We'll go inside the fog and just change a couple things. Maybe see if we can bring something like a bluish color towards this. Okay, it will get a little bit better lighting right here. I think, yeah, we have a little bit better details. So let's even maybe bring more right here, kind of bluish. Okay, let's see how that will come up. Yeah, let's give it nice line going right here nicely. Okay, as well we can go on a haze and bring haze a little bit darker. So let's see if this will kind of give it us this line reducing. So it's what I want to do. Okay, I think that is come up nicely. We'll pop up aerial perspective, and let's increase the quality boost on the clouds, so we'll have it nice clouds right here. Okay, as well, you know, if we increase fog, let me pop up this and see if this will give it us kind of nice softness. Okay, maybe a little bit too blue. Okay, nice balance. Okay, there you go, and a little bit more on a glowing effect. I want to have this kind of softness effect of the winter, so it's, you know, like it's freezing air outside, so that is what we're going after. There you go, let's come up with that. Okay, look very good. Okay, next on the clouds, let's drop density even lower. It will give it this softness, lightness, a little bit more on them, maybe about 2 even. Okay, there you go, good, look good. Okay, we'll go click OK. Now what I'm going to do, it is actually render final. Normally I recommend to render a little bit higher quality, but for the tutorial I'm just going final, and I'm just going only 600 normal. I'm going at least 1920, or you want even higher resolution. But again, for the purpose of tutorial, this will be okay. So you can see the concept, and when you start doing on your own, you can add a little bit more effects to this. Okay, let's click OK, and I'm going to start rendering. So I'll go to pause this tutorial, and we'll come back after all render is completed. Okay, so right here we have our image done. It took almost an hour to render, which is actually not bad for this resolution. I'm going to save now, and we'll add some small details inside the Photoshop. But again, you can see this already look very light screen, and we have a nice white area right here, so you can put it like Merry Christmas or some other words. So it's kind of nice layout for that. Okay, so we inside the Photoshop, and this is our image. Okay, as normally I save image as a PSD format. It's a Photoshop, which allowed me to save layer as well as I have an alpha channel if I need to use it. And beside this is save last free, so we don't have any compressions problem if we save as JPEG. So I like to save as TFF or as the PSD. So let's look right now closer on this, and we can actually look right here. So we have a very nice effect. What I want to do is add a little bit more details, maybe right here around. Okay, and we can see we want to pop up maybe sharpness up to create more as a effect as a drawing, or leave it as is, or look semi what dreamy kind of look. So for this I'm going to create a new layer. Okay, and I'm switching to the brush, and I'm going to use it Ron's brushes fog. They're available on DAZ if you're using. And I'm just going to overall and just click right here. You can see just add some effect. Right here too wide we cannot see, so I'm going to just pick 2 and maybe pick somewhat blue color. Let me try. Right here you can see we have a nice fog in this case. So I'm going between different tools, and just try maybe them. Okay, we'll decrease a little bit size. Okay, pressing add some different ones. Can just create a couple. All what we do, it's creating right here just a little bit more kind of noise. Kind of a little bit more interesting this way. Okay, let's go see what other ones. Okay, we also can go back to black and white, and let's add a little bit more, sometimes harder. Just overlay, not that much, just small effect. And again, if it's darker, we can see probably a bit better. But again, what I want is kind of a little bit fog add to this layer. Okay, next I'm going combine those two layers together. It's press Shift Control Alt E, so it will combine on a PC and take create new layer. From this layer, I want to increase a little bit of the sharpness and see how it's bring. And we have several sharpness. If we can perform one by increasing details inside, and other one add sharpness outside of the object. So let's go create inside first. I have two layers, select them together, group, let's say group to overlay. Okay, and we go inside the group, select first top layer in the group and set to vivid light. After this, press Ctrl I to invert. So right now it's like always go back to normal. What I'm going, oops, Ctrl Z on this. Let me go kind of zoom in a little bit so we can see right here. And when this is selected, what we go filter, blur, surface blur. You can see how it's add details again before and after. So you can see our clouds have a little bit more details. Other elements, we can increase sharpness a little bit smaller, so we set threshold maybe to 5. You can see we have it a little bit more defined. Bit effect. If we increase again radius, so make a little bit more grungy. So I'm going maybe to about 8, what it was before. And again, it will add details right here, but it's not overwhelmed with those details. Okay, we'll again Control Shift E to create new layer, and I'm going to other filters, and we'll go to high pass. You can see right here actually the edge. You can see how this filter add edges. And next, what we're going to do, it's a 0.8 pixels. We can reduce a little bit the glowing by make smaller pixels. For example, 0.6, it's a little bit more fine become. Or if you want bigger, you just put a 2 and you can see it's become very grungy kind of look. By enable this layer to overlay mode, we can actually add this edge effect, but I don't want this grungy, so I'm going to actually very fine 0.7, so very slightly. Can we go to mode, set to overlay. You can see right here kind of we add sharpness to those edges on an object. Okay, let's go again, create new, and I'm again combining these layers. Next, what I want to do is maybe add a small color correction and see if actually it's needed. So we'll go to create new color balance layer. We'll start with the shadows, and we can see if we can see the problem is that we have shadows a little bit blue, they become high contrast. Now I want to make a little bit softer pastel colors, so we'll add a little bit warmer colors to our shadows. Okay. We'll go to midtones. Actually, midtones, let's bring cyan, kind of colder. And we'll go to highlights. And let's see if we want actually highlights, add a little bit, just slightly warmer colors. So just very small tweaking. And if you have color calibrated monitor, you can see slightly adjustments, kind of give it a little bit warmer effect to this. Okay, so next we can create new layer. And next one, it's kind of, if you like to do this, we can go to filter, noise, and we actually click on reduce noise. On reduce noise, what we're going, we take all preserved details all the way to the 0. You see, it's almost like everything removed. So click OK. Let's have this somewhat magical look, but maybe it's a little bit too much over. To reduce this, we'll create mask for this layer. We'll go select the brush. Let's select to the just round one, and I'm going to opacity and set all the way maybe to about 8 or 9 with a flow of 45. It will reduce this brush. Okay, so we'll start kind of painting right here. Just start going around, and this is will bring some details back. And I want to have these details a little bit more on a grass, maybe not so intensive, and maybe a little bit on a clouds. Some area again. You can see we have very sharp details and kind of magic. As well, we can go in just also overall play with opacity. Okay, so maybe just slightly right here. Other things you can do, you can add as a screen a little bit lighter, overlay, higher contrast, or soft light. Again, this will be with soft lights, losing some details. So I would like for this one probably just like as a normal intake opacity, maybe about to 30. Okay, we can create additional curve layer, and we can see if we bring just slightly darker, a little bit more contrast, see how it will bring to us. Okay, so we don't lose some details, maybe slightly flatten around right here. Okay, again, this is kind of very small adjustment, but with this it gives us a little bit more details around. Okay, if you're using Filter Forge, you can always going to try to apply different filter, and this is not necessary because we're almost actually done. I like how it's come up, but with Filter Forge you can look on some presets that already have it. For example, I using phototone that I created some filters. Okay, an example, just which one you like it, because I think they kind of, this one maybe work, so we'll go apply that. Okay, and here is our phototone, and that's not necessarily actually look very well, but just small tone overlay will do it. And you know what, let's kind of add white border around to focus. To do this, I'm going to create another curve layer. I'll take and bring all the way to the white. Okay, next we'll go create the border, just maybe around like this, selecting, and fill up this with the black color. Okay, next I'm going inside the mask for these curves and take our feather and just move it. Let's set this to the soft light. So you can see we have a very nice this feather effect. We can readjust, and let's give it us a nice kind of border with intention to the middle. So overall, right here is our image we created with mostly a view and just small touches inside Photoshop, just to add maybe some magic or reduce some grayness and add some sharpness. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. this tutorial from Geekatplay Studio, please remember visit us on the web is www.geekatplay.com.